start this presentation with you guys. We are part of the GO group. Okay. Our presentation is It's Your Move, What Would You Do? So I have a question for you. When you start your day, what do you think about? What do you have planned throughout the day?
Coffee.
Okay? So basically as a student, when you're going about your day, you're thinking, I gotta get dressed, I gotta beat this traffic, I gotta get on campus, I gotta get this work done, and you probably got a class with a professor you don't like, so you gotta get your mind wrapped around that, right? You got an exam, you're like, oh, I hope I studied enough for that, right? And then after that, you got a committee meeting, an organization meeting, something's going on, right? And you're like, God, I got so much going on throughout the day. I hope I get this together, right? So my thing is, after you're doing all that, all you want to do is go home, right? Right? So I don't get all this, I ain't thinking about nothing else. So my question is, how much do you think about public safety?
Never.
Never? Never? So you go to school when you just like, it's nothing, right? You're not thinking about nothing. So do you ever think, do you know where your fire safety exits are? You know, you do? In every building?
Every building I'm in.
Every building that you're in? Okay. What about if it's a tornado drill? What do you do? What happened?
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for Wake County, including the Raleigh area.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do now? What are we supposed to do now? No, seriously. We've been here for a whole week. What are we supposed to do during a tornado drill?
Get out so you won't lay down and put your face against the little.
You sure? Who told you that? Middle school teacher.
Always when they close place without windows.
When did you hear that?
I learned it on the news.
On the news.
Yeah.
But you don't think about that when you're on campus, right? What about someone texting and driving? Look, really, who texts and driving? We're gonna be honest today. Y'all know the old girl went to Starbucks this morning and she was like, hey girl, you went to Starbucks, give me some. She said, okay. Right on Peachtree. Y'all know y'all did that this morning. So what you gonna do? So basically what we're doing today, we're gonna come together and we're gonna teach you about the learning objectives so you can be better prepared for public safety and what you need to do. So you need to know your college's emergency protocols. You need to recognize potential national disasters, recognize the dangers caused by people such as texting and driving, as well as if there's an active shooter on campus. And you also going to learn how to implement the safety methods for overcoming these dangers.
And we're also going to teach you today about some of the basic safety protocols that you need to know.
Did that alarm just go off?
It did.
Yes.
It did? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It did. So look at some of the basic safety protocols. In order to increase your safety, you need to know your school's evacuation plan. You also need to know your school's severe weather plan. You need to know the shelter plan that's put in place from your school, and you need to know the location of the campus rally point. These are all important things to teach you safety on your campus.
The active shooters and gun violence. As of 2017, there's been 18 campus shootings as of June. From 2013 till now, there's been 226 exactly. Out of that, 8 was on college campuses. Other than that, it's elementary, middle, and high school. So as of this year, none have happened in North Carolina yet, but that can change at any moment. So these are some tips that you can keep in your mind for if that were to happen on your campus. Doing research personally for this project, this was really important to me because 2 years ago, there's a shooting at Wayne Community College, I'm sure a lot of you remember. That's only 45 minutes from where I live, and I didn't know what to do if that would happen on our campus.
All right, so as many of you may have experienced personally or indirectly by someone you know, not all violence involves a weapon. Just a person can be the weapon. And so rape and stalking, they're not talked about a lot, but they are issues on college campuses. Due to some statistics about that, 11.2% of all students experience rape or sexual assault through physical force, violence, and or incapacitation, and that's among all graduate and undergraduate students. And 4.2% of students have experienced stalking since entering college. So there are a lot of really simple things you can do to protect yourself from being in a violent situation. when you are walking somewhere, take someone with you. Safety in numbers. They can watch your back, and if something comes up, you can help each other defend yourselves. Be vigilant when traveling in dark areas. Look around you. Keep your eyes open. Don't have earbuds in. Because you know how easy, I know all of you guys have been snuck up on with earbuds in. It's scary, and it's just someone asking you the question. Can you imagine if someone like attacks you with earbuds in? So you just want to be aware. Don't assume that you're in a safe situation. When you're in your car, you want to have your keys in one hand and your phone in the other hand. This is to save time, because if you have your keys in your hand, you can get in your car and be safe. If you're standing there, rifling through your stuff, getting your keys out, someone can help you. Same with your phone. You get your phone out, you can dial an emergency number. You could save yourself in that quick amount of time. Another thing with your keys, you can defend yourself with keys, because you probably all accidentally stabbed yourself just trying to get them. Can you imagine if you used them to defend yourself? And don't be afraid to report anything suspicious. Like, it's okay if you're wrong. No big deal. Nothing lost. But if you're right, you could have saved yourself and many others.
Now, another important safety protocol that needs to be addressed is, of course, the weather safety protocols. You know, and one of the more important ones is tornadoes, because as you just saw, that tornado, it could go off at any time. You know, a hurricane is important too, but we thought about it, and a hurricane doesn't just form on land. You know, that don't just sneak up on you. But a tornado, during any thunderstorm, it could just, you know, be there. And what would you do? Y'all could be just sitting in class like this, and you wouldn't know what to do. I mean, some of you do, but do you have the skills to lead everybody else in that panic environment? So I just want to go over a few safety tips that is important for you to have in case the tornado does occur. First off, upon hearing the alarm, as we saw, or receiving a warning from staff, don't panic. That is rule number 1. Secondly, safely and timely evacuate to the designated shelter. Now, as y'all probably saw around here on campus, y'all seen the designated signs. Did any of y'all see those green designated signs? That should lead you to the designated tornado shelter for your own safety. So don't panic and try to find those, or a staff member would lead you to those. Third, if a tornado does touch down before you arrive at the shelter, however, please seek shelter in an immediate closet, because you know the close quarter of the closet will keep you safe during a tornado, because usually the shelter areas are compact. So then, once in a safe area, crouch next to the wall and cover your head until it is safe. Now, as you can see, if you look on each side of the wall, my fellow teammates have demonstrated what you would do in case this would happen. Take note of it. It might save your life one day.
All right, so what if there's a fire? What are we gonna do? Fires are scary, y'all. The other day I was trying to brown some hamburger. Who knew that if you put oil in the pan and you heat it up too hot, it'll just, I panicked. I burned my eyebrows too. Like I had blonde tip eyebrows. It was weird. And that's actually the same week that I got friends with. So. That's a bad week. All right, so let's say you run into a fire. You probably have been instructed with some stuff when you're in middle school, but let's face it, if you're panicking, you're probably not going to remember that. So here's a little refresher course. First, if there's a fire alarm, turn it on so other people know that's a problem. Next, identify a safe evacuation plan. Don't try to be a hero, save the building, just get out of there. If the fire is in between you and your evacuation point, and you can use a fire extinguisher, it's probably the best idea. So, you're going to need to use the pass technique. All you got to do is pull the safety out of the fire extinguisher, aim at the base of the fire, not the flames, squeeze and spray at the bottom of the fire. If the flames build, common sense, get back a little bit so you don't have blonde eyebrows like me. Then, if you run out of the fire extinguisher, just do your best to get out of there. All right.
All right, so I know we've already answered this one time, but how many of you have cell phones in here? Now, can we be completely honest again? How many of you have used your cell phones while driving? I know the comment was made earlier that it's stupid and that they were going to be texting and driving when they leave from here. Look at your neighbor. How would you feel if you woke up in the hospital texting it because you were texting and driving. It's not just your life that you're messing with. It's your neighbors, it's your friends, it's your mothers, it's somebody else's mothers. I'm gonna tell you a personal story. I was 17, driving a little too fast on a cell phone. There was a cell phone involved. I had a friend with me. I woke up and I was getting off of my helicopter. Knew nothing that had happened. My friend was nowhere to be found. I tripped. She was okay. She wasn't hurt. She didn't die. But she did get scratched up worse than I did. I was thrown out of my vehicle. I had no scratches on me. The Lord was looking out for me that day. Like, it was a terrible incident. So texting and driving, it's illegal. There's 11 teenagers every day killed because of someone texting and driving. It's not just statistics anymore. It's real. I mean, 80% of college students are texting and driving every day. It's illegal, number one. It's just, people, I mean, we've got to wake up. We've got to understand, it's not just us. There could be a pedestrian walking on the side of the road. You look down at that phone, you're not paying attention anymore. What if that pedestrian goes to cross over in front of you because they have the right of way? You're not paying attention. We're going to show you a short video that we feel is very inspirational and is going to hopefully touch a lot of the way that it has touched us.
So sorry to confess that I text and drive. If I get a text, I'll look at my phone. It's definitely texting.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Snapchat? I do Snapchat and drive sometimes.
Is that more like making Snapchats or watching them?
Making them.
A, texting is like my main form of communication.
Boredom, honestly.
And B, well, no, I guess no, it's really just A.
I've only never done it at stoplights. I've always been really good about it.
The passenger has a pretty important role in driving now, where they're like, oh, red light, red light.
If someone that you like texts you, like you can't just like let it sit there without just knowing what they said.
Because what if something exciting's happening or something happened?
Like, every time I do it, I think about, I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I just keep doing it.
So I'd like to want to introduce you to a friend of mine.
My name's JC.
Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Dash. Justin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I just really quickly want to have a chat, tell you what happened to me. When I was 21 years old, driving home from my college graduation ceremony. Driver on his phone was so distracted. He turned left into the intersection at a red light. Another car, an 18-wheeler, swerved to miss him and hit my family's car. And the resulting collision actually killed both of my parents. I spent 2 months in the hospital fighting for my own life, and then 2 more months in a rehab hospital, learning how to walk again, learning how to speak again, learning how to dress myself and how to feed myself. I live with a partially paralyzed body. I didn't have my daddy to walk me down the aisle when I got married.
Having sort of like met JC, because you look at JC and sort of give those same reasons.
Oh. Usually I use my phone to change a song on. I try to use it as little as possible, but
I'm not gonna look at my phone ever again.
Honestly, if I have been sitting at a red light and I'll like glance down to see if my mom's texting me, but the people's lives are impacted from something that is so stupid.
I can assure you on my drive home right now, I'm not going to use my phone and drive, and I'm not going to do it when I go to work tomorrow, and the next day after that until, it becomes a habit, and that just doesn't happen. at all.
I know this is hard, I'm sorry.
It's a little emotional, right? So now, it's your move. What are you gonna do? After looking at our presentation, it's your responsibility. You're not just a student, you're an advocate now. So the best thing you need to do, our team is gonna pass out our gifts that we made for you. And I want you to look on the bottom of them. It's a scavenger hunt. Your job now when you go to school is to look for all the fire exits. Look for all the fire extinguishers. The zones where you need to go for a tornado drill. Also, get to know your public safety officers. Check them off as much as you can. You're more than just a student, you're an advocate, like I said. Make sure that you know what to do in the case of an emergency. And as you guys can see, we have Frank. Come on, Frank. Frank helped the GO team with our presentation. He is William Peace, one of William Peace's public safety officers. Did you guys know what a public safety officer was here? Okay. Well, here's the thing. The one thing that we want to say to you is that we are very grateful that for the things that you do here. Okay? Because there's so much more than public safety. You need to know who he is. You need to know his name. You need to know where the offices is. You need to know the protocols. And this is your #1 contact for an emergency, of course. So, come on guys, go ahead and make a mistake. So to you, what we wanted to do as a collective, we appreciate everything that William Peace has done this week for Student Leadership Development Program. And what we wanted to do was just to let you know that you are so much more than a public safety officer. You are
Dedicated, devoted, hard worker.
a protector, supporter, courageous. And you are also
Appreciate it.
so on behalf of the Student Leadership Development Program, we would like to present you with a gift for making us feel so welcome here this week. Thank you very much.